Meanwhile, there's me toasting marshmallows on a gas stove. I'm playing videos for my fish with my phone, roasting marshmallows for me. I'm not going to see the holiday train. It's down to 15 below. I was cold just driving home. It's an addiction. So I got my first serious inquiry from someone who actually wants to look at the aquarium I'm selling. Well, it was underneath a lot of stuff. All my Christmas decorations were on it. Some failed computer repairs that my husband was working on, a couple of drones, some books and toys, some musical instruments. It was just packed in. We were using it as a shelf. So I've got it cleaned off. It's on its side because, like I say, we were using it as a shelf. The trunk was underneath it, under there, and my drum, and there's a record player, and then I had my weaving stuff and Dan's fan on the little table. So the house is a bit of a mess right now, and I tore down all my Christmas decorations except for the purple tree that's for sale. And I really hope this guy actually comes through and buys it. I hope he brings a friend to help him get it out too. We can get it out the front door. We'll have to shift the file cabinet, but I can't do that much. I can't help him with it. My arm's too unreliable. The one that I wrenched, I'm no longer wearing it in a sling, but it spasms and cramps without warning, especially when I'm trying to lower it, and I can't be sure that I can safely and securely hold up my end of a heavy glass object, so he's got to bring a friend. Pray with me that he sells it. That he buys it. I really want to get it the hell out of here. Not so much that I'm going to sell it for a song, but I think that the $200 price tag is pretty freaking cheap already. Okay, well, that's everything. The day is done. I've played Minecraft. I've done my chores. I've gone through my Instagram. And now I'm going to turn off the internet, the computer. Good night. Sleep tight. It's Wednesday, and for no particular reason I can figure, I'm feeling extra blue, depressed, low, suicidal. I don't know. But more than usual, my t-shirt today really expresses how I'm feeling. It says, "Shut up and shoot me already." I originally made this for all those people that want to tell you, you know, if you want to live in this world, you've got to be, and then they give you a list of various requirements of the kind of person you're supposed to be if you want to survive in the world. And I'm like, I don't want to survive in the world, so could you just shut up and shoot me already? And it's usually lost on people. It's also for all those people that want to, well, it's just basically for people that want to tell you who you are and that you shouldn't be that person and try to tell you who you ought to be. That sort of thing. And what set me off was my mother's birthday's coming up, and my sister reposted photos from a big birthday celebration she had with my mom, and it included some pictures I'd never seen of my mother and father together when they were newlyweds, and pictures of my mother in a really nice dress, and it was so weird and so humanizing. And even though, see, at the moment, it's my mother not speaking to me instead of me not speaking to her. And you know, it's been a crazy relationship. I know that I left my family behind to preserve my sanity, but it's been so long that it's hard to remember why I felt that necessary. And then I see my sister getting along with her, and I see my mother being humanized by these photos, and I, you know, and her own emotions. It's not like my mother has no emotions or isn't human. It's just that I start going, well, why do I have a problem with this woman? You know, she seems like a really nice, sweet old lady. Why am I such a horrible person to my mother? Because the longer I go, since I knew her, the easier it is to, I can't remember why, but then I kind of vaguely, the intellectual part of my brain reminds me that even though I can't remember the details, she's very bad for my mental health, that she's got some magic special way about her of belittling and manipulating. I don't even understand anymore. I just know. I know because I told myself a million times that it is the right thing to do, is to keep myself non-contact. But, well, in fact, it's her that's doing it now. But her birthday's coming up on Friday, and I'm going to have to. I'm trying to decide how to acknowledge her birthday. I want to acknowledge it. I didn't mail a card. I suppose that would have been the easiest, except that I don't do mail, and I don't know how to get a letter to the mailbox without going outside, and I haven't been going out ever since my slip and fall, and I haven't been going out ever since it started snowing and got cold. I just can't stand winter. I just stay home. So anyway, I'm not even sure why I'm having such a bad emotional day today. I'm glad I've got a friend coming over to visit. That should really help. I think staying home too many days in a row maybe is to blame. I need to figure out what to do to improve my mood. Yeah, I'm going to spend the day trying to figure out what I need to either feed myself, or do I need to get myself some exercise, what I need to do for myself to improve my mental health, because this is not necessary. This mental state I'm in is not necessary. I'm not helpless. I just don't currently know what I should do about it. But that doesn't mean, that's not the same thing as being unable to do something. I've done it before. Anyway, interesting day.
Getting all roasty toasty by the fire, Tiny Tim? Everybody wants to see your cute little face.
Me again. It's only been a couple of minutes. I've been pondering on how I'm feeling. I realize, the feelings and thoughts in my head are probably not unique. It's one of those days when I'm feeling like everything wrong with the world is my fault because I'm not a good enough person, because I'm defective. Everything that's wrong with my life is, I deserve it because I'm a defective person. It's like, and there's a rational part of my brain that says, no, the world doesn't work that way, and it's really not important. And you're not any more defective than the next guy. I think about the President of the United States, how defective he is. I'm like, why is he riding high and I'm riding low? I think about my problems, the things that are, I shouldn't say my problems. I think about the things about my life that don't satisfy me, that don't please me. The things that I see in other people's lives that are lacking in mine, like variety. It doesn't matter. I don't need to list it. But then I sit there and think, well, that's because I'm not a good enough person. People don't like me. That kind of thing. Do you have days like that? Where you just feel like everything that's not right in your life is proof that you're unworthy. I convinced myself years ago that worthiness and deserving weren't really relevant. It's not, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you can grab, and you keep what you love and care for, and it's just so frustrating sometimes to be one of the people that rides low all the time, in spite of all your effort. It's like, am I a delusional self, a psychopath? Am I actually a person I don't recognize? I really don't have a very good self-image, and I wonder sometimes, am I one of those people that runs around making other people miserable? Maybe that's why I'm like feeling like this. And then I've got people who've reached out and told me words of love and kindness, and they make an effort. I mean, I've got a friend coming over today just to visit me. Not because I'm doing something for her or paying her or giving her something. She's just coming over to be a sweetheart to me. She's a really nice person. How awful can I be if a nice person is making an effort to come to my house just to cheer me up? Thank you, Elise. Thank you, good people in my life. It helps with the mental health. It really does. That you make the effort to come to my house while I'm housebound in the winter. Make me feel better about myself. This too shall pass. Really, it's irrelevant. It's just a moment that I will forget once it has passed. I'm crying on camera. Well, I bet you this ain't advertiser friendly. You really gotta get over that. Had this big dog barking? Well, some stranger managed to come in through the supposedly locked gate to deliver this. What is this? It's a big heavy box, and it's one of these. That's off my Amazon wish list. I think that's the thing my sister said she was sending me. Wow! That's a cheer me up. My friend couldn't make it. How sweet is that? My friend can't make it today, so I get a present instead. Merry Christmas! That cheered me up. Thanks, sissy. Nice. Here I was this morning just feeling miserable, and then someone does something so nice like this. And you know, I'm going through all kinds of sense of guilt now. Like, I really am that unworthy person, and I've gone and hoodwinked someone. That's the trouble with what they call mental illness. It's persistent. Look at this. Just look at this. Look at that. Look at that. It comes with like this booklet full of instructions. Look at that. Oh, that's going to help so much. And like, DVD help. And, oh, parts bag. I think. Instructions for pressure regulator weight part number 68. Parts. Packed and checked. This is definitely not from China. Look at that. Everything makes sense when you read it, and it's not cheap. What's this part? Aside from good fire tinder. That. Wow, okay, that goes on the bottom of your... Man, this is what I need. Oh, I loves it. I can do real canning with this. I can actually pressure can safely, properly. Look at the size of the thing. Oh my. Now I can learn canning. See, I love my little Presto pressure cooker. It's great for making potatoes, for mashed potatoes and stuff, but not so good for canning. Now... Oh, I know I'm supposed to be downsizing, but part of my downsizing is not having to keep 2 freezers around. Well, I'm only using 1 now, but a freezer and a fridge and another fridge downstairs by canning goods instead of freezing them. And this arrived just in time. I wanted to start making broth soon. I was going to start making the broth today. I'm going to do that. Yes. So I can't fill the pot completely with bones, so I'm not going to fill it completely with water because I want it very rich and thick. Good morning. It's the day after yesterday, which was the day where I was so depressed that I was crying on camera. Nothing's really changed in my life, but I'm not depressed today. See, I told you. Most of the time, everything's the same as it was on a day when I was okay with it, but I'm not okay today. So I usually, like I say, I just endure, and it passes. I can't say my life is perfect or that everything in it pleases me, and there's some things about it that anybody would get depressed over, a few things, but that doesn't mean that I have to spend every day depressed, and I don't. I had the weirdest dream. Have you ever, do you remember Ralph Zerlinde? He was Twitter on Vine, and he's on Instagram as Ralph Zerlinde, and he does these adorable little loops, and he's just got a wonderfully goofy personality. Well, for some weird reason, he showed up in my dream teaching people to mash vanilla ice cream cone up your butt for comfort, just for fun. And I remember trying it, which is weird because in the dream I had a butt up which to shove it, and I don't anymore. The bruise on my hip from last weekend's fall is now noticeable enough. It's noticeably large. It says, yes, this person fell hard. My arm, on the other hand, is down to just being quirky instead of being completely disabled, which is nice. I'm not sure what I'll be able to pick up. The pressure canner I got in the mail yesterday is waiting for me to wash it. It's scaring me, and I've got a big book to read. But the soup's going well, and I put together a cooking video yesterday and uploaded it. So that's going to go live next week. I'm doing that. I'm trying to make as many videos as I can, but have them go live later so that there's activity. And we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll get some activity going on. So, it's breakfast. Here's what I'm having for breakfast. I have this every morning. I have a couple of poached eggs, of which the yolk is savage to feed both him and that parrot in the other room. This is coconut water. I like to have some juice or something. This is coffee. It's cold brew because I can't stand hot brew anymore now that I've tasted cold brew. And a big thing of water. I drink 3 or 4 of these a day, plus more of these. And I got Timmy keeping me company, and I got YouTube on the Roku. That's what this is. It's a Roku remote. I like my Roku. It's a much better way to watch my entertainment. And, of course, there's Licks Herself, the husky. Okay. Day 2 of boiling. You've got a light blonde liquid. It's not very flavorful, though it is opaque. Day 3. It's still blonde, but as you can see, it's starting to get a little more color to it. Let's give it a taste, shall we? I like to add a little salt and pepper for flavor.
Good stuff is still at this end. Face.
I just finished rewatching The Unbearable Lightness of Being, a movie with Daniel Day-Lewis, Juliette Binoche, and Lena Olin. Now, Lena Olin I haven't continued to see in the movies in the last 30 years. It's a 30-year-old movie. I wish I had. She's so beautiful. But I guess she did most of her career in Sweden. Daniel Day-Lewis and Juliette Binoche soared in North American movies, and I've enjoyed watching them, and I can't believe that Daniel Day-Lewis is actually retired this year. It's like, but how old is he then? I know, I can look it up. I currently have Lena Olin on here. Watch me look it up. Look how fast I can look it up. Oh, that didn't work. I have to actually type his whole name, but I've searched for it before, so let's, Wikipedia, there you go. And he was born in 1957. He's only 60 years old. Why is he retiring at the age of 60? I hope he's okay. Usually, if an actor quits working, it's because he's got to tend to his health or something unhappy. Someone's health. I hope it's because he's got something more interesting to do. That movie is just so heavy and deep. The book too, though. The book is a heavy read and very deep, but at the same time, he's talking about lightness. He's talking about a failed revolution that resulted in a lot of uncomfortable living. So I think I'm going to upload this video today, get it up there. I don't have a whole lot of uploads coming out right now. It's a Friday. I think I've been at this long enough. I'll sit down and crunch it out and put it together. Right now what I'm doing is I'm working on soup, thinking about how I've got to test my new canner, and playing a little Minecraft while I watch the video. And I'm gonna have to quit the Minecraft in about an hour. I'm going to give myself an hour because I got like these little tasks I want to complete before I quit. And then I'll get back to it tonight because it's absolutely utterly useless but incredibly arresting. You feel like you're accomplishing something. And let's face it, isn't that the greatest capitalist corporate goal? Is to give you something useless to do that makes you feel like you're accomplishing something, so that to keep you happy in a system that is not serving your needs. Of course, it's better if it's got downloadable content and you spend money, but they'll settle for whatever religion they can get out of you, even if you don't tithe in church. It's all about control, people. Okay. See you next week. Oh, I do have videos coming out, timed videos. There's a cooking video coming up next week that's totally worth watching for. And because these things are on publish at a certain time, and I'm not going back and hitting the share button, and I'm just like letting them come out, you really ought to hit the subscribe and notification bell. That way you'll know when the stuff comes out. You know, of course, if you're like me, those notifications are annoying, so come back and check often. That'll work. Okay, bye-bye.